Happy Democracy Day. We actually rejoice and give glory to God for giving us another opportunity to celebrate democracy in Nigeria. It's a thing of joy because there are a lot of benefits that has actually come from democracy, though we are still trying to get some things right, but we want to thank God for the things that we've been able to, put right since the inception of democracy in our country. I want to congratulate every one of us that at least we are making progress, while those things that have not been properly fixed, will continue to make efforts to fix them. I want to say you are welcome to this edition of our robust program known as Retirement Clues. I am the promoter of this program, Mr. Chusudo Okonta, and I'm also the publisher of Nigeria #1 Insurance and Pension News Online, known as eSpen Online. Today we've come again to continue, in effort to bring to you all you need to know on how to plan for your retirement. That is what we have been committed to, and by the grace of God, we have, every week we have been, on this, and we'll continue as God continue to give us grace, continue to make this information available to you. Today, we want to look at a topic that says how to plan for retirement in times of uncertainty. That is what we want to look at, how to plan for retirement in time of uncertainty, that time that things may not look just as expected. How do we actually plan for our retirement, at the time that things are not just working the way we expected it. That is what we want to quickly discuss in this edition of this podcast. But before we go into that discussion, let's just have you an update. One of the trending things within the retirement space is the passing, of the bill by the Ninth National Assembly, the bill exempting police officers from the contributory pension scheme. That bill has been passed by the two chambers of the National Assembly, waiting for presidential assent. There have been kicks and checks for that effort. The police people and all other people that that with them are happy that at least what their colleagues in the military and special services are enjoying, they too can now begin to enjoy it. But those that are on the other side, the PFAs and other stakeholders within the pension space are not happy because they see it as creating more burden for the economy that is actually bleeding. That where will government have over 2 trillion to take care of, the contribute that is this bill, like to take care of the welfare of the police people. Because if this bill is assented, now if the president assent and it becomes an act, that means police officers will no longer make contributions. They will now be taken to the defined benefit scheme where the government will be making budgetary provisions for them. That is just it. They will just watch and see how that will go with the president, whether the president will actually sign the bill and make it an act. And that is just the update we have. Then let's look at fully what we want to discuss today. We said our topic is how to plan for retirement in times of uncertainty. How do you plan for retirement? That time that things are not that looking good. But before we even go further, let's just look at what are the impact. What impact has the time, or in times like this we are now, what impact? Because look at the major things that we are looking at in terms of look at uncertainty in Nigeria. We are looking at, let's look at inflation and this fuel subsidy removal. These two things are two major things that are causing, problem for people. Inflation has actually almost rendered the value of our money, render it almost nothing. You have money now that you can imagine, if you want to buy a loaf of bread, now a loaf of bread that will take care of you is almost 2,000 naira. That means our highest, the denomination of our money currency, which is 1,000 naira, can hardly even buy you a loaf of bread because of what inflation is doing. And with this removal of fuel subsidy, I was just looking at it. A liter of oil now, a liter of fuel is 500, 2 liters 1,000. I know there are some places that are even selling 1 liter 1,000. That is the highest currency we have. We only afford a liter of fuel. Is precarious. It's not something to be happy for. But in the midst of all these things, life goes on. We still have to continue to make our plans. But look, what are the impact? What are the impact of these two major issues now they have, this inflation and the removal of subsidy? What impact will it have on retirement planning? We are going to look at that impact before we even look at how we can effectively navigate them and plan for our retirement. The one of them is that with this thing now, most especially with this fuel subsidy removal, most employers may struggle to even make contribution and remittance for their employees, because the cost of things will definitely go up, and the demand is definitely low. And if they are not making money as expected, they may not have money to take care of their workers. They may struggle to make remittance, and even contribution and remittance. Over the time, we have seen people that have not been remitting, but this may even cause more people to join the league of those that are not contributing and remitting. Remitting. Another one is that inflation reduces the value of money, just as we have said. The value of money has been reduced. If maybe you are even making, you are a pensioner, or you are even making contribution towards your retirement, that money that you look at, maybe let's say you started planning like 10 years ago, thinking that you are going to, when you retire, have up to like 2 million or 3 million. That 2 million, 3 million is nothing today. Cannot even do anything. It can't do anything. It can't do anything. That is what inflation has reduced our money to. Then policies for those that are in the informal sector, with this removal of fuel subsidy, you even see, if you go to most filling stations now, most filling stations have fuel, but people are not buying. And if they are not buying, it will have impact on their profitability. If people are not buying as expected, the fuels are there, but people are not buying. Many people are already looking at how can they survive, how can they cut off unnecessary expenses. Somebody that's supposed to drive sometimes may even look for alternative, and if he didn't drive, why will they go and buy fuel? Those that even use fuel for their generator may decide that I don't need, let me go for solar, and all those things, it reduces their profitability. Another one is that they struggle, in saving for retirement plan. If you don't have money enough money, how do you even have money to make plans to contribute towards retirement, make investment? An investment is always made after you have handled most of your overhead. The leftover is what you use for investment. And if what you have is not even enough for you to take care of your overhead, how do you make investment? These are just the impact of this subsidy removal and inflation on retirement planning. But it's not just that too bad. But in the midst, that's why we say in the midst of uncertainty, in time of uncertainty, what do? We don't just fold our hands and say, oh, things are not just okay, let me not do something. We believe there are still some things that you can still do in order for you to navigate this time of uncertainty. We'll say, what do you do? this time around for you to effectively plan for a good retirement. Because if you fail to plan now, you don't know how the future what awaits you in the future. Number one, he said you must at this particular time now, how do you plan for retirement, times of uncertainty, things that you should do. These are the things I want to highlight. Number one, cultivate effective financial planning strategy. This is the time that everybody must be an accountant. Everybody must plan their finances. You must plan your finances. You must not just spend money the way it comes. Before you spend money, ask yourself question. Ask yourself question. You must have a good financial planning strategy, at this time, so that you have enough money after you have met other expenses. You have money for investment. And in line with that is a time that everybody should budget. Some people, they only hear budget when the federal government or state government is making budget. But now you too should make your own budget for your family. Run your budget in line with your income and expenditure, so that your income, your expenditure may not exceed your expenditure. You have deficit like what we have in Nigeria now. Nigeria has opportunity to borrow. If you look at the deficit, the amount that they even borrowing to support the budget is more. But where do you run to? Who will borrow you? That is why you must set your own budget. Look at your cash flow, look at your expenses, plan so that you will not exceed your income and run into problem. You must have a budgeting system if you want to plan for a good retirement. Another one is eliminate all form of financial wastages. When you have this structured budgeting process, it will really help you to cut off all those things that are not necessary, all those things that would have drain pipe that would have been drain your money. You cut them off. Then another, I say, transfer your risk by leveraging insurance. I always say this is the best time for you to buy insurance, so that you can transfer your risk. Buy health insurance, you transfer money that you would have been spending going to hospital. The underwriters will take care of that. Insure your vehicle. When it breaks down, the insurance people will come in there, insure your properties, insure your life. Make this is the best time to actually go for insurance. It's very, very necessary. And it says invest with care and with a professional advice. Invest with care. Don't just say because you want to invest, anything you see you put your money to, so that you not burn your fingers. Invest with care and seek advice when you are investing. We say embrace share services. That is another strategy now. Share services. If you are two people that are working in an organization and you live very close, you are living very close, you can decide to ration the way you use your vehicle. Brother, today we use your vehicle, next tomorrow you use your colleague vehicle. You now see that instead of you now fueling your vehicle every day 10,000, you'll be able to share services. Is very, very necessary this time around, for you to anyhow you have to do it. Sometimes you can use like BRT and many other things. You use the train to reduce your expenses. Is very, very necessary. Or you are in a place, that, like I went to a place, I saw almost 20 generator in a place. Such things should not be done. You can embrace share services. Is very necessary. You can tell your colleague, please, let's share this thing. If your generator can carry your 2 offices, you can use your friend generator today, you use your own tomorrow, use his own this week, he fuel it, next week you fuel your own. Share services is very, very necessary this time around. That we say, do away with pride. Do away with pride. Don't just say because you are looking at what people are doing. Don't look at what people will say. Do what you are able to do. Focus on those things that you can do. Don't just say, if I'm not driving my vehicle now, they'll be laughing at me. Or if I tell my friend that let's do share services. No, do away with pride and achieve what you want to achieve, because it is what you achieve that people will celebrate. And the last one, we say fear God. This is the time for us to fear God, because it's only God that can really help us navigate all these challenges that are around. We want to stop here. We want to actually thank you for giving us time. Please share this podcast. You may be helping somebody, and then providing solution to other people. I want to, in case you want to get across to us, our numbers are open: 08054269557 and 07033253527. And email address is ispenonline@gmail.com. Thank you for giving us your time today. By the grace of God, we still come your way in the future. Remain blessed.